Everything about my pop-up was big. His hands, his feet, his head, his voice, his attitude, and especially his heart. It's funny to reflect that I called this man Pop-Up. It seems a queer name for a man of such stature, a man who was paid to put fear into rotten little punks like me. But to me, he was Pop-Up, and I was never afraid of his size, his voice, or even his choice words. And believe me, I was a boy who could have used a healthy dose of fear. I think the problem was that I met him when I was a baby. I'm sorry for anyone who has never seen McDermott with a baby. And anyone who has, I am certain, will never forget the wonderfully ironic scene. To a baby, he was a mountain. A great mountain of belly, which you climbed and tickled, and the earth shook with a gruff, ah-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, ah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. I haven't thought of that in a long time. Thinking back on all the time between then and now makes me wish I had shown this wonderful man more respect and given less excuses. I remember one time, I must have been about 4 years old, I explained to him, "I'm not bad, Pop-Pop, just the things I do are bad." But Jimmy McDermott was a magnanimous fellow, and whether it was you that was bad or just the things you did, he still paid you $10 an hour to rake up the itchy balls that fell from the sycamore in the backyard, even though he knew you were spending most of the time trying to balance the rake on your nose. You know, I always hated doing that job, even though it was the only thing he ever really asked me to do. I think maybe it really was me that was bad. But even though I hated it, I was hurt and jealous when he asked David Bryan to do it instead. I'm sorry I wasn't more helpful, Papa. I'm sorry I didn't jump at the chance to pay you back for all the times we got to go on every single ride at Maury's Pier. I know those wristbands didn't come from nowhere. Or for helping me make my Pinewood Derby car look like Sonic the Hedgehog. I know you were frustrated that you couldn't make me understand that it was a simple design that would make it go faster, not spikes and blue paint. Or for letting me live in your house when I was grown and should have been able to support myself. Or for putting your good name on the line and getting me a job at the Knights of Columbus as a banquet server, even though you knew I was a high-risk employee. I'm sorry, Pop-Pop, and I'd go back and I'd do it all differently if I could, because I do love you, and I do respect you, as much as any other person here, and more than I'll ever get the chance to show you. I wish I could be here in person to read this. I'm having a hard time wrapping it all up. It's hard, you know? I wasn't expecting to ever have to do this. My Pop-Up always seemed such a pillar of strength. So competent and so capable that even after losing his eyesight, we all still felt safe getting into a golf cart with him behind the wheel. I guess I don't know how to end this, because this isn't the end of Pop-Up McDermott for me, or for any of us, I'm sure. His great presence will always be with us, because he was literally larger than life. Everything about my Pop-Up was big.